In this podcast episode, Kara Goucher, a two-time Olympian and former Nike athlete, shares her experiences in the running world and her time with the Nike Oregon Project. Goucher and her husband, Adam Goucher, joined the Nike Oregon Project in 2004 after struggling with their performances. The allure of working with renowned coach Alberto Salazar and having access to top-notch facilities and resources was too good to pass up. Initially, Goucher and Adam were impressed by the professionalism and dedication of the team, believing it to be every runner's dream. Alberto saw potential in Adam and believed he could help him return to his peak performance levels. Growing up without a father and experiencing a tumultuous family life, Goucher developed a talent for compartmentalizing her emotions and focusing on her goals. This ability served her well in her running career, allowing her to push through challenges and setbacks. However, it also made her more susceptible to trusting figures like Alberto Salazar, who took on a paternal role in her life. Despite early signs of discomfort and questionable behavior, Goucher chose to overlook them in pursuit of her Olympic dreams. As Goucher's career progressed with the Nike Oregon Project, she faced increasing challenges and compromises. The dynamic with Alberto became more controlling and manipulative, blurring the lines between coach and mentor. While Adam recognized the unhealthy aspects of their relationship earlier on, Goucher's trust and naivety kept her in a state of denial. She found herself navigating a delicate balance between her home life with Adam and her career with Alberto, trying to keep everyone happy while ignoring red flags. The pressure to succeed and the desire to achieve her Olympic dreams led Goucher to overlook the warning signs and uncomfortable situations within the Nike Oregon Project. As the stakes grew higher, so did the emotional toll on her. The disappointment of missing out on the 2016 Olympic team, coupled with the revelation of the controversial Vaporfly shoes worn by her competitors, added to her sense of betrayal and frustration. Despite her resilience and determination, she found herself in a dark and challenging period as she grappled with the complexities of her career and personal life. She discusses the toxic culture of the team, including inappropriate behavior, emotional abuse, deception, and pressure to use weight loss drugs. Goucher also talks about the unethical practices within the team, such as receiving gifts and training camps in violation of NCAA rules. Goucher reveals that she and her husband, Adam, were introduced to Dr. Jeffrey Brown, who diagnosed them with hypothyroidism and prescribed L-Thyroxine, L-Voxel. She explains that while the medication can be beneficial for those with thyroid issues, it can be harmful if misused. Goucher expresses regret for taking the medication and the difficulties she faced when trying to stop using it. The podcast delves into the emotional toll of Goucher's experiences, including the manipulation and gaslighting she endured from coach Alberto Salazar. She recounts instances of inappropriate touching and sexual assault by Salazar, which she initially dismissed as accidents. She also discusses the pressure to keep weight down and the controlling behavior exhibited by Salazar towards her and other athletes. Despite the challenges she faced, Goucher emphasizes her enduring love for running. She describes her relationship with the sport as a love story and credits running for shaping her identity and providing her with valuable life lessons. Goucher acknowledges the difficulties she encountered in maintaining her passion for running amidst the toxic environment of the Nike Oregon Project. Goucher reflects on the moment she decided to come forward and testify about the doping and abuse she witnessed within the team. She shares her internal struggle with guilt and fear of backlash, but ultimately chooses to speak out in the hopes of preventing similar abuses in the future. The podcast also touches on Goucher's interactions with other athletes, such as Tyler Hamilton, who inspired her to speak out about the injustices she witnessed. Goucher recalls the changes she observed in fellow athlete Mo Farah's performance, raising suspicions of doping within the team. She discusses the intense workouts and questionable practices that led her to question the integrity of the Nike Oregon Project. Goucher is passionate about advocating for clean sport and equity in sports, particularly in the context of her own experiences and challenges. She highlights the prevalence of doping and unethical behavior in the sports industry, expressing her belief that there is still a long way to go in addressing these issues. Despite some progress, she remains skeptical about the overall improvement in the integrity of sports competitions. Goucher shares her personal struggles with Nike, detailing how she was suspended without pay during her pregnancy despite being contractually obligated to make appearances and maintain her performance levels. She reveals the lack of support and understanding from the company, leading to financial difficulties and emotional stress during a vulnerable time in her life. She emphasizes the need for greater transparency and fairness in athlete contracts, especially regarding maternity leave and support for athletes during significant life events. Goucher reflects on the impact of her advocacy efforts, citing the importance of speaking out against injustices and fighting for positive change in the sports industry. She acknowledges the role of other athletes, such as Allison Felix and Elisa Montano, in raising awareness about pregnancy discrimination and pushing for policy changes within brands. The conversation touches on the evolving landscape of athlete branding and the role of social media in shaping public perception. Goucher discusses the different approaches taken by athletes in sharing their personal stories and engaging with their audience. She highlights the value of authenticity and vulnerability in connecting with fans and building a lasting relationship with brands. She emphasizes the importance of embracing one's unique identity and experiences as an athlete, regardless of performance outcomes. Goucher shares her experience with runner dystonia, a neurological movement disorder that affects her ability to run. She describes the symptoms, diagnosis, and treatment of the condition, as well as the impact it has had on her running career. She discusses the challenges of living with a rare disorder and the adjustments she has had to make in her training and daily life. Goucher reflects on the current state of American women marathon runners, praising the talent and dedication of the athletes in the sport. She discusses the progress and potential of American women in the marathon, highlighting the depth of talent and the competitive nature of the field. She expresses optimism for the future of women's marathon running in the United States. Goucher offers advice to athletes who may be facing challenges in their sport, particularly in dealing with unhealthy team dynamics or coaching situations. She emphasizes the importance of trusting one's intuition, speaking up about issues, and seeking support from resources like Safe Sport. She encourages athletes to prioritize their well-being and to seek help if they feel uncomfortable or unsafe in their athletic environment.